I want you to lean in close and listen carefully, because what I'm about to share with you could change the entire trajectory of your life. We're going to dive into 3 ways to stop wasting time and start winning. And let me tell you, once you grasp these principles and put them into action, you'll wonder how you ever lived any other way. First, let's get something straight. Time is the great equalizer. It doesn't matter if you're the CEO of a Fortune 500 company or just starting out in your career. It doesn't care if you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth or if you've had to fight for every opportunity. We all get the same 24 hours in a day, 7 days a week, 52 weeks in a year. The question is, what are you doing with yours? You see, most people are living their lives by accident. They're drifting through their days, reacting to whatever comes their way, and then wondering why they're not getting ahead. But that's not you, is it? No, you're here because you're ready to take control, to stop being a victim of circumstance, and start being the architect of your destiny. So let's dive into our first way to stop wasting time and start winning. Set clear, compelling goals. Now, I'm not talking about vague wishes or half-hearted New Year's resolutions. I'm talking about crystal clear, deeply meaningful goals that light a fire in your belly and get you jumping out of bed in the morning. Goals that are so exciting, so engaging, that they pull you forward like a magnet. You see, when you have clear goals, something magical happens. Suddenly you have a filter for every decision you make. Should I watch another episode of that TV show, or should I work on my side business? Should I hit the snooze button, or should I get up and hit the gym? When you know exactly what you're aiming for, these decisions become almost automatic. But here's the kicker: your goals have to be your goals, not your parents' goals for you, not society's expectations, not what you think you should want. They have to be deeply personal, deeply motivating. They have to resonate with your core values and your vision for your life. So how do you set these kinds of goals? Well, it starts with some serious self-reflection. What do you really want out of life? What kind of person do you want to become? What impact do you want to have on the world? These aren't easy questions, but they're critical. Once you have a sense of your overall direction, it's time to get specific. I want you to write down your goals. There's something powerful about putting pen to paper. It makes your goals real tangible. And be precise. Don't say, I want to be successful. Say, I want to start my own business and reach $1 million in revenue within 5 years. Don't say, I want to be in better shape. Say, I want to run a marathon in under 4 hours by this time next year. Now, some of you might be thinking, Jim, that sounds great, but I don't even know what I want for dinner tonight, let alone what I want to do with my life. And that's okay. Goal setting is a skill, and like any skill, it takes practice. Start small if you need to. Set a goal for the week, then the month, then the year. As you achieve these smaller goals, you'll build confidence and clarity, and you'll be able to set bigger, more ambitious goals. But here's the thing, setting goals is just the beginning. You need to review them regularly, ideally every day. Read them out loud. Visualize yourself achieving them. Feel the emotions of success. This daily reinforcement will keep your goals at the forefront of your mind, influencing your decisions and actions throughout the day. And don't be afraid to adjust your goals as you go along. Life changes, circumstances change, and you change. Your goals should evolve with you. The important thing is to always have that North Star guiding your actions. Now, let's move on to our second way to stop wasting time and start winning. Develop disciplined habits. You see, success isn't about making the right choice once, it's about making the right choice over and over again, day after day, week after week, year after year. It's about developing habits that align with your goals and values. Think about it. Most of what you do in a day, you do out of habit. You don't consciously decide to brush your teeth every morning. You just do it because it's a habit. Now, imagine if you could harness that same automatic behavior for actions that move you toward your goals. Want to write a book? Develop the habit of writing 500 words every day, no matter what. Want to get in shape? Make going to the gym as automatic as brushing your teeth. Want to build wealth? Create a habit of saving and investing a portion of every paycheck. These habits might seem small on their own, but compound them over time and they become incredibly powerful. It's like the old saying, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Well, how do you achieve big, audacious goals? One small, consistent action at a time. But here's the catch. Developing these habits isn't easy. It takes discipline, especially in the beginning. You have to push through the resistance, the excuses, the desire to take the easy way out. You have to be willing to do what others won't so you can live like others can't. So how do you develop this discipline? Well, it starts with your mindset. You need to stop thinking of discipline as a punishment or a restriction. Instead, see it as a tool, a superpower that allows you to shape your life exactly as you want it. Next, start small. Don't try to overhaul your entire life overnight. Pick one habit that aligns with your most important goal and focus on that. Maybe it's waking up an hour earlier, or reading for 30 minutes a day, or making 3 sales calls before lunch. Whatever it is, commit to doing it every single day for 30 days. Now, here's a critical point in the beginning. Focus on consistency, not perfection. If your goal is to exercise for an hour a day, and some days you only manage 15 minutes, that's okay. The important thing is that you showed up, that you maintained the habit. Over time, you can increase the duration or intensity. Another powerful technique is to link your new habit to an existing one. Want to start meditating? Do it right after you brush your teeth in the morning. Want to read more? Do it while you eat breakfast. By piggybacking on existing habits, you make it easier to integrate new ones into your routine. And don't forget to leverage your environment. If you want to eat healthier, don't keep junk food in the house. If you want to wake up earlier, put your alarm clock across the room so you have to get out of bed to turn it off. Make it easy to do the right things and hard to do the wrong ones. Now, I can already hear some of you saying, but Jim, I've tried to develop good habits before, and I always fail after a few days. Well, let me tell you something. Failure is part of the process. You're not going to be perfect, especially in the beginning. The key is to not let a slip-up derail you completely. If you miss a day, don't beat yourself up. Just get back on track the next day. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent over the long term. It's about progress, not perfection. And here's a little secret. As you develop these disciplined habits, something incredible happens. They start to become enjoyable. The actions that once felt like a chore become a source of pride, of accomplishment. You start to crave the feeling of progress, of moving towards your goals. But developing disciplined habits isn't just about adding new behaviors. It's also about eliminating the ones that aren't serving you. And that brings us to our third way to stop wasting time and start winning. Eliminate time wasters. Now, when I say time wasters, I'm not just talking about obvious things like binge watching TV or scrolling endlessly through social media, although those are certainly culprits. I'm talking about anything that's not actively moving you towards your goals. You see, many of us have fallen into the trap of being busy rather than productive. We fill our days with activity, but at the end of the week, the month, the year, we look back and wonder why we haven't made more progress. So, how do we identify and eliminate these time wasters? Well, it starts with awareness. For the next week, I want you to keep a detailed log of how you spend your time. Every hour, write down what you've been doing. Be honest with yourself. No one else is going to see this. At the end of the week, review your log. Look for patterns. Where are you spending most of your time? Is it aligned with your goals? Are there activities that you're doing out of habit or obligation rather than because they're truly important? Now, here's where it gets tough. You need to be ruthless in eliminating activities that aren't adding value to your life. This might mean saying no to social invitations, delegating tasks at work, or even letting go of commitments that no longer align with your goals. Remember, every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. So make sure you're saying yes to the right things. One of the biggest time wasters for many people is what I call reactive living. This is when you let other people's priorities dictate your day. You're constantly responding to emails, messages, and requests, putting out fires instead of making progress on your own goals. To combat this, you need to take control of your schedule. Block out time for your most important tasks and protect that time fiercely. Turn off notifications. Set boundaries with others. Let people know that you're not available 24/7. Another common time waster is perfectionism. Now, don't get me wrong. Striving for excellence is admirable. But when you get caught up in making everything perfect, you often end up procrastinating or spending far too much time on tasks that don't require it. Instead, adopt the mindset of good enough for now, perfect later. Get things done, then improve them over time. Remember, done is better than perfect. And let's talk about one of the most insidious time wasters of our modern age, digital distraction. The average person checks their phone 96 times a day. That's once every 10 minutes. Imagine what you could achieve if you redirected that time and attention to your goals. So here's what I want you to do. Declutter your digital life. Unsubscribe from email lists that don't add value. Turn off push notifications on your phone. Delete apps that you find yourself mindlessly scrolling through. Create designated times for checking email and social media rather than letting them interrupt you throughout the day. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Jim, I need to be available for work emergencies or I'll miss out on important information if I'm not always connected. Let me tell you something, true emergencies are rare. And if something is truly important, people will find a way to reach you. What you'll likely find is that by being less available, you actually become more valuable. You'll be able to focus deeply on important tasks, produce higher quality work, and make real progress towards your goals. But eliminating time wasters isn't just about cutting things out. It's also about optimizing the time you do spend on necessary tasks. Look for ways to streamline your processes, to batch similar tasks together, to automate repetitive activities. For instance, instead of checking your email throughout the day, designate specific times for email management. Instead of running errands every day, batch them together into one weekly trip. Instead of having multiple short meetings throughout the week, see if you can combine them into one longer, more focused session. And here's a powerful technique. Learn to use your in-between time effectively. Those few minutes while waiting for a meeting to start, or while standing in line at the grocery store, can add up to hours over the course of a week. Always have a book with you or use that time for quick planning or reflection. Now, as you start to eliminate these time wasters and focus more on what truly matters, you might find that you have more free time. And that's great. But be careful not to fall into the trap of filling that time with more busy work or mindless activities. Instead, use that time intentionally. Invest it in activities that rejuvenate you, that build your skills, that deepen your relationships. Remember, rest and relaxation are not time wasters when they're purposeful. They're essential for maintaining your energy and creativity over the long term. And speaking of the long term, that's really what this is all about. You see, when you set clear, compelling goals, develop disciplined habits, and eliminate time wasters, just managing your time better. You're taking control of your life. You're saying, this is who I am, this is what I stand for, and this is what I'm going to achieve. It's about living with intention, with purpose. It's about making every day count, every hour count, every minute count. Because here's the truth, time is going to pass whether you use it wisely or not. 5 years from now, you're going to arrive. The question is, where will you arrive? Will you arrive at your goals, proud of what you've accomplished, excited for what's next? Or will you arrive at the same place you are now, wondering where the time went, regretting the opportunities you've missed? The choice is yours. And it's a choice you make every single day with every single action. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You're thinking, Jim, this all sounds great, but my life is already so busy. I don't have time to set goals or develop new habits or eliminate time wasters. And to that, I say you can't afford not to. You see, the busier you are, the more important it is to be intentional with your time. Because if you're not intentional, you'll end up spending all your time and energy on things that don't really matter, while the truly important things fall by the wayside. And let me tell you something else. It's never too late to start. It doesn't matter if you're 18 or 80, if you're just starting out in your career, or if you're nearing retirement. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. So here's what I want you to do. Right now, today, I want you to make a commitment to yourself. A commitment to stop drifting and start directing. A commitment to stop existing and start living. A commitment to stop wasting time and start winning. Start by setting one clear, compelling goal. Just one. Make it something that excites you, that challenges you. That will make a real difference in your life if you achieve it. Then identify one habit you can develop that will move you towards that goal. Remember, start small. Make it something you can do every day without fail. Finally, look at your current routine and identify one-time waster you can eliminate. One activity that's not adding value to your life, that's not moving you towards your goals. Do these 3 things and I promise you, you'll start to see changes. Small changes at first, but they'll compound over time. And before you know it, you'll look back and be amazed at how far you've come. Because here's the thing, success is not a destination. It's not something you achieve once and then you're done. It's a way of living. It's about waking up every day with purpose, tackling challenges head on, constantly growing and improving. And it all starts with how you use your time, because time is life. When you waste your time, you're wasting your life. But when you invest your time wisely, when you use it to pursue your goals and live out your values, that's when you truly start winning. So let me ask you, what are you going to do with the time you have left? Are you going to let it slip away, consumed by busy work and distractions? Or are you going to seize it, shape it, use it to create the life you've always dreamed of? The choice is yours, and the time to make that choice is now. Remember, success is not an accident. It's not a matter of luck. It's not about being in the right place at the right time. Success is a choice. It's a choice to set clear goals, to develop disciplined habits, to eliminate time wasters. It's a choice to invest in yourself, to never stop learning, to constantly push beyond your comfort zone. And yes, it's not always easy. There will be days when you don't feel like it. Days when it seems easier to fall back into old patterns. But that's when you need to dig deep. That's when you need to remember why you started, why this matters to you. Because here's the truth, the pain of discipline weighs ounces, but the pain of regret weighs tons. Every time you choose the easy way out, every time you procrastinate or make excuses, you're adding to that burden of regret. But every time you make the tough choice, every time you do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it, you're building the life you want. And let me tell you, there's no feeling quite like looking back on a day, a week, a year, and knowing that you made the most of it. First, you need to get crystal clear on your why. Why do you want to stop wasting time? Why do you want to start winning? Is it to provide a better life for your family? To make a difference in your community? To achieve financial freedom? To leave a legacy? Whatever it is, it needs to be powerful enough to pull you through the tough times, to keep you going when you feel like giving up. Once you have your why, it's time to get specific about your what. What exactly do you want to achieve? Remember, vague goals produce vague results. So be precise. Don't just say you want to be successful. Define what success looks like for you. Put numbers to it. Put dates to it. Make it so clear that a child can understand it. Now, here's where many people go wrong. They set these big, audacious goals and then they get overwhelmed. They don't know where to start, so they never start at all. Don't fall into that trap. Break your big goals down into smaller, manageable steps. What can you do this month? This week, today, right now? And speaking of right now, let's talk about the power of immediate action. You see, motivation follows action, not the other way around. You don't wait until you feel motivated to start. You start and then the motivation comes. So as soon as we're done here, I want you to take one small action towards your goal. It doesn't matter how small. Make one phone call, write one paragraph, do one push-up. Just do something to build momentum. Now, as you start taking action, you're going to face obstacles. That's a given. Success is never a straight line. There will be setbacks, failures, unexpected challenges. But here's the key. Successful people and unsuccessful people face the same obstacles. The difference is in how they respond. Unsuccessful people use obstacles as excuses to give up. Successful people use them as opportunities to grow stronger, to learn, to get better. They understand that success is not about avoiding failures, it's about failing forward. It's about getting knocked down 7 times and getting up 8. So when you face an obstacle, ask yourself, what's good about this? What can I learn from this? How can I use this to get better? Because oftentimes your biggest challenges become your biggest blessings if you have the right perspective. And speaking of perspective, let's talk about the importance of your mindset. You see, your mind is like a garden. You can plant flowers, or you can let weeds grow. You can cultivate thoughts of success, positivity, and possibility, or you can let thoughts of doubt, fear, and limitation take root. The choice is yours, but make no mistake, it is a choice. And it's a choice you make every single day with every thought you allow to linger in your mind. So guard your mind fiercely. Feed it with positive, uplifting content. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who push you to be better. And while we're on the subject of who you surround yourself with, let me share something crucial. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Look around you. Are the people in your life lifting you up or pulling you down? Are they challenging you to grow, or are they keeping you stuck? If you want to stop wasting time and start winning, you need to be deliberate about who you allow into your inner circle. Seek out mentors, people who are where you want to be. Join mastermind groups. Collaborate with people who share your drive and ambition. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but Jim, I don't know any successful people. How am I supposed to surround myself with them? Well, let me tell you something. In this day and age, you have no excuse. You have access to the greatest minds in history through books. You can learn from experts all over the world through podcasts, online courses, webinars. Take advantage of these resources. Make learning a daily habit. Commit to reading at least 30 minutes every day. Listen to educational content during your commute. Turn your car into a mobile university. Because here's the truth, the person you'll be 5 years from now depends on 2 things, the people you meet and the books you read. But knowledge alone isn't enough. You need to apply what you learn. You need to take action. And that brings us back to the importance of disciplined habits. You see, your life today is essentially the sum of your habits. So if you want to change your life, you need to change your habits. Start small. Focus on one new habit at a time. Maybe it's waking up an hour earlier. Maybe it's making 3 sales calls before lunch. Maybe it's writing 500 words every day. Whatever it is, commit to it for 30 days. No excuses, no exceptions. And here's a powerful trick. Link your new habit to a reward. Our brains are wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain. So make your new habit pleasurable. If you wake up early to work out, reward yourself with your favorite breakfast afterward. If you make those sales calls, treat yourself to a nice lunch. Soon your brain will start to associate the habit with the reward, making it easier to stick to. Now, as you're developing these new habits, you're going to face resistance. That little voice in your head that says, just this once won't hurt. Or I'll start tomorrow. Don't listen to it. That voice doesn't have your best interests at heart. It's trying to keep you in your comfort zone, and your comfort zone is where dreams go to die. Instead, develop the habit of doing the hard thing first. Tackle your most important task first thing in the morning when your willpower is strongest. As Mark Twain said, if you eat a live frog first thing in the morning, nothing worse will happen to you the rest of the day. Your frog is your biggest, most important task, the one you're most likely to procrastinate on. Eat that frog. And while we're talking about tackling important tasks, let's address one of the biggest time wasters of all, perfectionism. Now, don't get me wrong. Striving for excellence is admirable. But when you get caught up in making everything perfect, you often end up procrastinating or spending far too much time on tasks that don't require it. Instead, adopt the mindset of progress, not perfection. Get things done, then improve them over time. Remember, a good plan executed today is better than a perfect plan executed next week. Now, let's talk about one of the most powerful tools for managing your time and staying focused on your goals, the power of no. You see, every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. So you need to get comfortable saying no to the things that don't align with your goals, that don't move you closer to where you want to be. This isn't always easy. We often say yes out of obligation or fear of missing out, or because we don't want to disappoint others. But remember this, you can't please everyone, and if you try, you'll end up pleasing no one, least of all yourself. So before you commit to anything, ask yourself, does this align with my goals? Is this the best use of my time? Will this move me closer to where I want to be? If the answer is no, then your answer should be no. And here's something else to consider. Sometimes saying no to others means saying yes to yourself. Yes to your dreams, yes to your goals, yes to the life you want to create. Now, as you start implementing these strategies, setting clear goals, developing disciplined habits, eliminating time wasters, you're going to notice something. You're going to have more time, and that's great. But be careful not to fall into the trap of filling that time with more busy work or mindless activities. Instead, use that time intentionally. Invest it in activities that rejuvenate you, that build your skills, that deepen your relationships. Remember, rest and relaxation are not time wasters when they're purposeful. They're essential for maintaining your energy and creativity over the long term. And speaking of the long term, that's really what this is all about. You see, when you stop wasting time and start winning, you're not just managing your schedule better. You're taking control of your life. You're saying, this is who I am, this is what I stand for, and this is what I'm going to achieve. It's about living with intention, with purpose. It's about making every day count, every hour count, every minute count. Because here's the truth, time is going to pass whether you use it wisely or not. 5 years from now, you're going to arrive. The question is, where will you arrive? Will you arrive at your goals, proud of what you've accomplished, excited for what's next? Or will you arrive at the same place you are now, wondering where the time went, regretting the opportunities you've missed? The choice is yours. And it's a choice you make every single day with every single action. So let me ask you, what are you going to do with the time you have left? Are you going to let it slip away, consumed by busy work and distractions? Or are you going to seize it, shape it, use it to create the life you've always dreamed of? Because here's the thing, your time is your life, and your life is your gift to the world. What you do with it matters. It matters to your family, to your community, to the world at large. You have unique talents, unique experiences, unique perspectives. The world needs what only you can give. So don't waste another minute. Don't let another day go by living by default instead of by design. Make the decision right now to stop wasting time and start winning. Set those goals. Develop those habits. Eliminate those time wasters. And most importantly, take action. Because all the knowledge in the world won't make a difference if you don't apply it. All the potential in the world won't matter if you don't unleash it. Remember, success is not something you pursue. Success is something you attract by the person you become. So become the kind of person who uses time wisely, who lives with purpose, who makes things happen. The future belongs to those who prepare for it today. So prepare, plan, take action. Because your best life, your biggest dreams, your greatest achievements, they're all waiting for you on the other side of disciplined, focused, intentional action. You have greatness within you. You have the power to shape your destiny. You have the ability to create a life of significance and impact. But it all starts with how you use your time. So go out there and make every minute count. Stop wasting time and start winning. Your future self will thank you. The world will thank you. The time is now. The person is you. The choice is yours. Thank you.